Hi everyone, I'm Megan with Norcostco, and today I'm going to show you some basic zombie looks for you and your friends using the Norcostco Deluxe Zombie Kit. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take Death Flush foundation and we're going to cover all exposed areas of the skin starting with the face. So what this does is essentially you're taking away all the warmth out of her skin to really give her that undead look. So you want to make sure you're getting all of the areas of the skin that are exposed, including the neck, chest, arms, hands, whatever part is not covered up with your costume or clothing. So now I'm going in on her hands. So I'm taking all of the color out of her lips here with the foundation too. We want to get rid of any warmth in the skin. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to shade or contour the areas of the face that we want to appear sunken in. And you can do that with either the zombie wheel or the death wheel, but feel free to use whichever tone you'd like based on the zombie that you are creating. So I'm going to start out by applying some of that red underneath her eyes. So it will give the appearance that the blood is draining from her skin, and I'm just going to put it right underneath and around her eye. Now I'm going to go back in and kind of reinforce the area that I just laid that red down to make it more dramatic. And you can use whichever colors you'd like if you want to go in with a purple or if you want to stick with red. Just depends on your preference. So I'm going to kind of follow this line under her eye here, as this is where blood would pool if she were dead. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to continue on contouring or shading the face with Death Purple from the Death Wheel. Another nice alternative is Death Blue Gray, which is also in the Death Wheel. Okay, so I'm going to apply the contouring or the shading in any area I want to hollow out. So right underneath the hollows, right here of her cheek, to give her that really gaunt appearance. Right around the hairline of the face by the temple, up in here through the hairline a bit. And this way it will give it some depth. So I'm going to do my placement first, and then I'm going to go through and blend it out to my liking. Another important area is right outside the nose. I'm going to continue shading on the body or any other exposed areas. So I'm going to go in and put some of that Death Purple on her lips to give a rotting appearance. And I'm going to go through and just kind of blend out at this point. I'm going to do some shading in through her brow and above the brow and bring it down towards her eye on the lid a bit to add some more dimension. So as you can see, I've sort of changed the shape of her face with the placement of the shadows. So any place that there is a shadow, that purple, it appears more sunken in and more zombie-like. She's starting to look more dead than alive. The next step is to create more decay or decomposition work. So I'm going to go in and do some more bruising with different tones than I haven't used on her face at this point. So we can use the zombie wheel or go ahead with the death wheel again. I'm going to create a bruise, so I'm going to grab some of this blue. And I'm going to go right in and start with my bruise work. So I'm going to lightly stipple this in the area that I'm going to create the bruise. So anywhere you want more decomposition work, feel free to add another tone. So once I've got that placed, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some yellow just for some depth. And once we get this all done, we're going to go through we're gonna go through and blend it. So at this point, we've got the base down, we've done some contouring and shading, some bruise work, decomposition work. We're gonna go through after this and add some liquid latex to add some texture and some wounds. The next step is to use liquid latex, and we're gonna create some wounds. So you wanna make sure you shake this pretty well before you get started. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply it with a cotton swab. You can use a sponge or a brush if you like, but just know it will ruin your brush. It won't come out if you decide to do it that way. I'm gonna apply it anywhere I wanna create a wound. I'm gonna work in really thin layers because it needs to dry between layers. So the thicker I put it on, the longer it's gonna take. You can always speed up drying time by using a hair dryer. So a real quick, easy trick is to take some tissue paper. So I'm just gonna rip it. It's gonna be nice and jagged. The whole point is so that it looks like it's rotting flesh, so it does not need to be perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it right over the latex I just laid down. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put down more liquid latex. So I'm just gonna go in again and add another layer of tissue paper. I'm gonna crinkle it up and add another layer of liquid latex on top. And before this dries, I'm going to create a gash inside of it. So I'm going to take a spatula. You can use a tweezer or your fingers as well. Just know that if you get latex on your hand, it's going to stick. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of peel right in the center here. I'm gonna kind of go right in and create a little, an area where I'm gonna fill that with some of the fresh scab after this dries and we color it in. So the next step is to take this black cream liner. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in that area that we hollowed out on the latex to create the illusion of depth. So I'm gonna go ahead on the outside as well, just for any other area I want to create a shadow. So the next step is to take the Ben Nye Fresh Scab, which is a gel blood. I'm going to take a stipple sponge. I'm going to go in anywhere I want to create a scab. So I'm going to go in through the brow in this case and just lightly stipple it on for some basic blood effects. Another quick and easy thing you can do is take the fresh scab and grab a spatula from the kit. You can create a quick cut. So now I'm going to go back and fill in the wounds that we created with the latex with this fresh scab. I'm just going to stipple it on there to any area that I want for it to appear there's blood. So I'm going to take a stipple sponge and I'm just going to go lightly over so it messes it up and it's not so perfect looking. So you see how now it gives the illusion that the cut is much deeper than it really is now that we've filled it in with black before going ahead with the fresh scab. At this point, we have a pretty comprehensive zombie look with the latex and the fresh scab. If you wanted to, you could go back in and reinforce some bruising or add extra decomposition work. At this point, I'm going to go in and dirty up her teeth and her nails to really give her that undead look. So the next step is I'm going to take this pencil from the kit and I'm going to dirty up her teeth. You know, as a zombie, you want your teeth to be rotting. So I'm just outlining the teeth. The other thing we can do with the pencil is go in and dirty up the nails. We can go in through on the mouth. So we're really just taking the life out of the mouth again. So I'm just gonna go back in and add a little bit more blood to the look. And then we should be ready to rock and roll. At this point, we're gonna add some powder, just so that all of the cream work that we did earlier is gonna stay. You just kind of stipple it on. The last step is to apply Final Seal, which is gonna seal the whole look together and make sure that it stays on all night. Spraying. So there we have it. We've got our completed zombie look. Everything I did today was out of the Norcostco Deluxe Zombie kit. It's got enough makeup and tools for you and your friends for a variety of zombie looks. Thanks for watching.